Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. And we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them. And today we have a pretty interesting show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So let's get into this topic here. It all depends on the order in which you're watching today's show. But we recently reacted to some comments that Charles Barkley made on the Dan Patrick show via Fox Sports Radio, where I saw his sit down. So when he was on there, he was talking about a bunch of different things, talking about load management, how he feels is hurting the NBA, how he feels that ultimately load management will turn NBA fans away from the game and all of that. But then he got to a particular point where when they were discussing ESPN, and then Dan Patrick brings up Skip Bayless. Now, if you guys don't know anything about Charles Barkley and Skip Bayless, they have a hate-hate relationship. Right? Charles Barkley has made it abundantly clear over the years that he cannot stand Skip Bayless. To quickly paraphrase, he's even said, man, I wish you could lock up the two of us in a room together so we can duke it out or whatever it is. Skip Bayless has reacted to this on many different occasions. I think there was one point, this was when Shannon Sharpe was on Undisputed, and Skip Bayless basically said that his wife was concerned about some of the things that Charles Barkley was saying in terms of harming Skip Bayless, right? So they've had their history, and Charles just does not like Skip. He doesn't like anything that he represents. He doesn't like the job that he does, and he doesn't take him seriously. So what happened? As you guys know, Skip Bayless recently got fired from from FS1, and now he's been bouncing around all over the place. But if you want to see him, he's very active on Twitter, and he's very active on his YouTube page. Now, when the news first came out, it was a mixed bag of reactions when Skip got fired. The majority of it was people were kind of celebrating that Skip Bayless got fired. Like, people seemed to be genuinely happy that he lost his job. His former colleague, Stephen A. Smith at ESPN, he even reacted to it, and he came to the defense of Skip Bayless. And all that. I think Shannon Sharpe also not defended him, but he was like, Skip did a lot for me and all of that. So there were some people out there that defended Skip. So during this conversation, they were talking about ESPN and all of that. And then he brings up Skip Bayless. He's like, well, you don't have to worry about Skip. He's no longer at the network. And then Charles Barkley, to my surprise, and I think this was to the surprise of many, came to the defense of Skip Bayless and actually was saying that he really feels bad for what happened to Skip. So for those of you who didn't hear what Charles had to say, as it relates to Skip Bayless, I want to play that for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to that there.
One of my pet peeves is the Defensive Player of the Year award, because to me, Victor Wembanyama affected more shots than anybody did last year. He can guard the perimeter. He can guard inside at the same time. And I know I'm not big on Rudy Gobert, but the award bothers me because I don't know. Like, it feels like Michael Jordan could have been Defensive Player of the Year every year if he wanted to be. Like, he would lock somebody down, right?
Yeah, but since you're talking about pet peeves, I got one.
Okay.
These idiots on ESPN every year.
Why do you keep watching? I keep telling you, if you don't watch.
That's
your homework?
I got to see what happened.
Well, Skip Bayless isn't around anymore, so you don't have to worry about him.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for the guy. I didn't like the guy, but I feel bad. I feel bad because I do. I don't want bad things to happen to other people.
So you heard what Charles Barkley had to say. What are my thoughts on this? Look, I think Charles is realizing that, look, man, him and Skip may have had their disagreements in terms of the coverage of sports, but he also realizes that there are more things important in life than sports. For everything that people have said about Charles Barkley, one thing I have to say that I'm surprised at is his magnanimity, especially when it came time to the situation in terms of inside the NBA with TNT and all of that. We heard that Charles Barkley was essentially willing to forego his salary or forego a considerable amount of his salary to ensure that his co-workers were covered financially. That was a very nice thing for Charles Barkley to do. Right? That was a very nice thing. So to me, it shows that for whatever Charles may feel about Skip Bayless, I don't think he's happy to see anyone not be in a position to provide for themselves and their families. Regardless of the fact if Skip Bayless is a multimillionaire or not, I don't think he takes joy in that. So I'm surprised, to be quite honest with you, because one would have thought, based on the things that Charles Barkley has said about Skip Bayless over the years, we would have thought, well, this is a great opportunity to kick him while he's down. And as a matter of fact, Charles decided to do the exact opposite. And he said, you know what? No, I'm not going to kick him while he's down. I'm just going to say that I wish him the best, and he's not happy to see the things that Skip is going through. So to me, man, I think that's a nice thing for Charles Barkley to do, and I think is a classy thing to do, right? You would look pretty bad to kick Skip while he's down, like, oh yeah, good for him and all. Like, come on, like, Skip is no threat to anybody right now. He's not on any major network doing a show. So, like, what's the need to do all of that? So, shout out to Charles Barkley. But really, it comes down to the audience. What do you think about the position that Charles Barkley and the direction he decided to go? Do you agree with Charles or do you disagree with him? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.